Most people watching this already know who they need to remove from their life. They just don't have the discipline or courage to do it. They keep people around who disrespect them, drain them, and quietly benefit from their weakness, then wonder why nothing in their life moves forward. This isn't about betrayal. It's about the fact that you're still giving access to people who stopped valuing you a long time ago. And every day you hesitate, you're teaching them exactly how little you're worth. Most people don't lose power because they aren't strong enough. They lose it because they keep access open to people who have already decided they don't respect them. There's a rule that governs every relationship in your life, whether you acknowledge it or not. It isn't loyalty, it isn't love, it isn't history, it's value. People stay close to what benefits them. When the benefit fades, the closeness fades with it. This isn't evil, it's human nature. The mistake isn't that people pull away. The mistake is pretending they haven't already pulled away and continuing to give them access anyway. Most people sense this shift before it becomes obvious. They feel it in small ways. Responses take longer. Respect softens. Energy changes. Conversations feel thinner. The attention that used to be there quietly disappears, and instead of adjusting, most people explain. They over-communicate. They try to restore something that has already died. That is where power is lost, not in separation, but in the refusal to accept it. Machiavelli understood this dynamic clearly. He observed that loyalty without leverage is fantasy. People are loyal when alignment benefits them. When alignment disappears, loyalty leaves with it. Time invested does not create obligation. Effort does not guarantee reciprocity. Continuing to give access after respect is gone is not kindness, it is self-betrayal. Every person you keep close occupies space, mental space, emotional space, strategic space. When someone no longer values you, that space becomes a liability. They drain without contributing. They observe without supporting. They benefit without aligning. Over time, this trains them to believe something dangerous, that access to you is cheap. And when access is cheap, respect evaporates. Power is not maintained by confrontation. It's maintained by control of access. You don't argue with people who don't value you. You don't explain yourself to them. You don't seek closure. You remove availability. Silence does more damage than anger ever could. When you argue, you give people material. When you explain, you give them angles. When you justify, you give them permission to negotiate. Silence removes leverage completely. There is nothing to push against, no emotion to provoke, no reaction to exploit. Modern people misunderstand power because they think it lives in dominance or aggression. It doesn't. Power lives in access. Who can reach you? Who hears from you? Who receives your time? When access is scarce, value rises. When access is cheap, respect collapses. People who do not value you should not have access to you. That isn't punishment. That is order. Cutting access is uncomfortable because it requires restraint. You must resist the urge to explain yourself, the urge to defend, the urge to be understood. Machiavelli understood that being understood is not the same as being respected. In fact, the more you explain your decisions, the more people feel entitled to have an opinion about them. A ruler does not explain why a gate is closed. The gate is simply closed. There is a difference between clarity and emotion. Clarity says this relationship no longer serves my direction. Emotion says, let me tell you why you're wrong. Clarity moves forward. Emotion circles the problem. Powerful people act on clarity. Guilt often appears when you've been trained to confuse availability with kindness. You were taught that distance is cruel, that silence is disrespectful, that cutting people off makes you cold. This conditioning benefits everyone except you. Machiavelli rejected this entirely. He understood that misplaced mercy destroys structure, and structure is what protects power. You are not obligated to maintain proximity with anyone who no longer aligns with your direction. The most dangerous people in your life are not enemies. Enemies announce themselves. They oppose openly. They clarify position. The real danger comes from people who stay close while quietly devaluing you. They smile, they linger, they benefit, and slowly they erode your standards. These people do not need confrontation, they need removal. Cutting access correctly is simple. You do not announce it, you do not justify it, you do not seek closure. You reduce availability, you stop initiating. You remove them from decision proximity. No drama, no speeches, no emotional release. The cleanest cuts bleed the least. This feels difficult because you are choosing long-term power over short-term comfort. Comfort wants resolution. Power wants distance. Most people choose comfort. That's why they stay stuck. When you cut off people who don't value you, three things happen. Your standards rise, your time sharpens, and the right people find you faster. Because people who respect themselves recognize others who do the same. Machiavelli believed authority is not maintained by being liked, but by being respected. Respect begins where access is controlled. Pay attention to who grows distant when you stop overgiving. They were never aligned. They were only accommodated. When someone shows you where you stand, believe them and move accordingly.